Okay, this is the more story update on Bling Bling here. So when he's writing my coat and my phone says I won't be left alone. You know, when he's doing that sort of stuff, he gets a little bit hardcore. You know, he start getting into a bit more like, you know, behind chain fences with the black, and you know, a spotlight shining behind with all your buddies and stuff, you know, and he writes a hardcore song called No Non Nixers. Now, if he actually called the song Non Nixers, it would have been okay. But boy, did this backfire on him. And so you don't even need to say the word, right? You could just narrate the word out there. And especially since Bling Bling is not black, he's just dirty. There's also another version of Bling Bling from when I was younger and stuff, and that's he just wears black, so he doesn't think he's black. He just wears black all the time and thinks he's, you know, and the typical thinks he's black, not the Dave Chappelle, the the vice versa Dave Chappelle version of thinks he's black. This Bling Bling gets into vice versa Dave Chappelle thinks he's black, and somebody points out that he's not black, he's just dirty. And oh yeah, so when Bling Bling ends up being forced to see the light, when he plays through his white fest of, you know, different types of songs, you know what I mean? Goes into a Cobain fest, goes into a whatever other you can pluck up from whatever else I have, right? Anyway, so when Bling Bling finally sees the bling again, you can get him to do something real, and you can get him to invent that generator. You know what I mean? And that generator can take off and be free energy, powering spaceships for worlds beyond, for all we know. But and then I guess back to Serum. So see, the thing that I had with my synthesizer that I was ideas that I had before is that I took all the sections and I created presets for all the sections. So you could load up presets, and you could, rather than looking at knobs, you could just look at a selection of browsers and just mix and match the presets from all the sections. And then I'd use macros. Like my one knob turns out to be a macro in Serum, but I'd use it a bit more effectively, like than macros are typically used. I'd use it a bit more across the board. You know what I mean? I'd rack the synthesizer into a few knobs on a few different instances of the, you know, what's going to affect the sound or create movement or create the biggest impact sort of deal. So one of the things I did was presets on mine. What I was thinking about with theirs, what do I have here? More oscillators. Yeah, exactly. You should just have like infinitely addable oscillators pretty much. You shouldn't be stuck with two oscillators. You should be able to add as many oscillators as you want. You should be able to add as many filters and envelopes as you want, and just like so this sort of stuff should be infinitely. Should be able to add more filters. You should be able to route in. If you're talking about the components at the top, you should be able to try to route the audio, like try to route it, create inserts all over the place, like my previous ideas, and route the audio however you want to too, from one knob to this knob to that knob to that knob across all the components, if that's how you feel like doing it, right? Oh yeah, more patterns, and this is just like more presets for like LFOs and modulators, and trying to use more sophisticated visual technology like XY pads and stuff. There's all types of things that you can use for a modulator, and you know, trying to create like you know, just the vast array of potential modulators that you can have, and then patterns and sequences for them, and typical presets that you can pull up and mix and match with. Yeah, so that's some more about Serum. Oh, and being able to warp from one preset to another preset and stuff like that, especially on like LFOs and stuff, being able to create like a LFO movement, like almost like if you were to animate the LFO, move it from one sort of thing and sort of like morph it into another one, and then morph it back, and then shorten it, and then lengthen it, and then, you know, just any type of animation you can really do. Animation would be a great thing to add to anything, really, is sort of, especially like modulators, because they have that visual part, right? And yeah, that's about it. So updated you on Bling Bling. He's technically not black, he's just dirty.